Welcome back to another Switch Sports Golf Challenge video. Today, the goal is to get eagles on half the holes. I need to get eagles on 9 out of 18 in order to surpass what I got on the second day of this challenge. So I had a great round the other day. I got 8 eagles, shot 26 under, and now we need to push that to 9. So I missed some opportunities on that day. There were some more chances for eagles. And there are plenty of players in this game. There's a handful of players who can shoot 26 under no problem. So it's now my goal to try to join those ranks and see if we can push this further and further under par. We have a tougher first hole today if we're going to pick up 9 eagles. We got to get a couple on the first couple holes here. But we see some maximum winds. So 11 miles an hour, a little diagonally, is going to make this one tough. But we'll have to give it a chance. Thinking there is probably about good for adjustment. Don't want to hit this too hard. Probably want to bounce it off the fringe, or the fairway, whatever it hits, and then let it roll. So I'm thinking that's about good. That felt like the right shot. Now, will I get the right bounce? It doesn't look like it. So I just over-adjusted by a fairly wide margin. So the 11 miles an hour, I guess with the 3 dots of power, didn't quite push it as far as I thought it would. So we'll have to birdie the first hole. So if we're going to get to 9, I have to be on a pace where I'm hitting eagles pretty much every other hole. Now granted, the back 9 has oftentimes 3 opportunities for eagles on holes 12, 14, and 18. Ooh, and we see some favorable conditions here on the second hole. So if I can just roll this down there properly. And now let me make sure I have my alignment right. Okay. If I can just roll this down there with the spoon, we should be able to pick up the hole-in-one here. So we see the right pin, or the correct pin, I should say, that back middle pin, that we should be able to just smack dead center with no wind. So a nice hole-in-one on hole 2. It's been a while since we got a hole-in-one on hole 2. I don't think we have in this Eagles challenge, although the challenge is kind of mixed together. So we get one eagle on the second hole. And we'll have 4 mile an hour winds on the third hole. So perhaps another opportunity here with that pin. Send this one out there with the driver. And then just put it straight through the trees. I don't know if I want to use the curve shot to try to take some of the direction off the wind. We wouldn't use the curve shot to try to get close, a little fade through the trees. It's not really going to help in that front, but it may help take some of the direction out of the wind. So I may go for that play. So it's not going to be a ton, but I'll just want to put it a little more to the right. Okay, we barely get any fade anyway, so that's actually going to be roughly the same as what the straight shot would have been. And we'll just have a little chip with the wedge, a little pitch over the bunker. I'll want to land this left of the cup. The wind shouldn't push it too far, I don't think. We'll want to hit it about pin high, with some good backspin. It's about there, I'd say. Okay, that felt like a good shot. Will it come back? It will. So we'll pick up a second eagle in 3 holes here. So we are 2 out of our 9 in, and we're on a good pace. Now it depends what kind of conditions we see on a bunch of these front 9 holes to see if we can pick up some more. But we're getting to the point where the wind is now going to be not in our favor quite often. So we have a better chance of seeing unfavorable wind. But we pick up kind of the 2 eagles that we need. You probably want to get 3 or 4 on the front if you want to have a chance at 9. And we're on a decent pace here. So I want to make sure I don't hit this too far. Just give it a chance. Really all I can do in these conditions is give it a chance. That's what we'll try to do. So we'll use the 3-iron, put a little extra on it. Now that's on a decent line, but we will just end up on the left side of the pin. And once you see the ball bounce on the left side, you kind of know you're not going to get the hole-in-one because that slope behind it pushes it back to the left. So we'll have to tap this in for birdie. Now, at the same time that we're going for the Eagles challenge, I'd like to go as far under par as I can. So I'll make sure I pick up all the birdies I can. And we will be trying to hole out everything as well. So I'm playing more aggressively for sure, but I'll try my best to finish out the birdies. Unless, of course, I have to hit one to like a super side slope or send it through some trees to try to get the eagle, because we're trying to get the eagles for sure. Okay, let's just send this one out there. I don't think we should have to worry about that far rough with the 11 miles an hour pushing us kind of back. Actually, we'll cut it kind of close. But we'll be fine. Cut it pretty close there, actually.
Nice shot.
Okay, so we have 11 miles an hour pushing us in, I mean, not an ideal direction to try to hold this one out. But we can give it a chance. We'll have to use the 9-iron today with 2 dots of power. I'll want to land this just left of the pin and let it bounce up and maybe in. So we'll do about there on the power meter. Now this may roll out a little more because we're using that 9-iron. So I'll keep that in mind. If we land it high enough on the hill though. So let me zoom in, make sure I have my alignment correct. I'm thinking that's about right. We'll just give this a run. A little over pin high in terms of power on the power meter. That felt like a pretty good shot. Will we get the bounce? We'll end up just right at the hole. So no eagle on hole 5 that we have seen a couple eagles on in this challenge. We've gotten some fortunate conditions with tailwinds, but we won't see that today. And we'll have to tap in for a birdie. So I'll have to pick up maybe another eagle on this front 9. Hopefully 9 is a little bit nicer. But we may need to pick one up on one of these tougher holes coming up to be on the correct pace. Okay, so the wind pushing us to the left a little bit. Not an ideal wind. And I mean, it's going to be real tough to eagle this. This is going to be a difficult second shot. But I can hopefully just tuck it around that pine tree like that. We should be safely out of the way of some of those other trees. So that first tree on the right shouldn't be in play at all, I don't think. And hopefully we can just carry that second tree. Now I may need to use... what club to use here? 5-iron? 5-iron feels a little scary. I'm not sure if I'll have the trajectory. But 7-iron may not get there. So that wind left us in a kind of in-between spot. Maybe I'll use the 7-iron. And just hope the wind doesn't push it too hard. I mean, it's going to come back in the face a little bit. Maybe I'll try to give it some light backspin. Now I need to be careful because this shot often, or this type of shot often causes me to red bar. So I'll have to get the power right. I'll have to feel that a couple times. And then give it a shot. So that was pretty good. Maybe not the best. And hopefully that backspin isn't too strong. Okay, it's not. So we'll be on the green. It'll be a tougher putt. I mean, that was just going to be a really, really difficult one to try to hole out, which obviously is the goal here. So we'll have to tap this one down the hill. It's going to break a good amount left. That'll trickle down nicely and in for a birdie on 6. So a pretty good round going, but we're not quite on the Eagles pace that I would like to be on. And we'll have to try to pick one up on 7. But once again, these last couple of holes, you can see some stronger winds. Ooh, and we see some lighter wind. So maybe an opportunity. This is one that I've yet to eagle. And really, if you're going to eagle it, you kind of want to see 0 wind. But we'll give this a chance. It felt pretty good off the tee. We should be right at the end of that front left fairway that we go for every day. I should have a chance to send this out there with a spoon. And we'll just see what kind of bounce we get. I mean, I know roughly what the power needs to be. I know roughly what the adjustment needs to be. And it's just a matter of trying to put it close to the pin. It's just been, you know, we've bounced over it a couple times. We've been real close. But it's just such a precise one to try to make. So that's what we'll have to do. A little under 3 dots of power. Should be good. And we'll just now see if that one has a chance. I think I like the line. It really depends on the bounce that we get. Oh, we'll hit the fringe. Anything but the fringe would have given us a chance there.
Nice on.
And I am so good at just hitting that one little stripe that you don't want to hit into this green. That one tiny little stripe of target, the fringe. The green might have bounced good. It might have, like, you know, given it a one bounce chance. The rough may have slowed it down. It could have rolled up. But the fringe just causes it to just trampoline on by. So a tough bounce there. We'll have to trickle another longer putt down and in on this hole 7. So we've seen that a couple times. I've hit the fringe a couple times. Maybe a skill issue, but oftentimes, I mean, it's such a small target. Like, how can I try to, like, miss that? It's like trying to hit the pin. It's hard to do, and yet for some reason it feels like I do it every time. So now we have some real tough wind on hole 8 here. I'll want to use the 3-iron, make sure I get it up there. Now, do I try to bounce this out and in? I don't exactly know. Maybe I'll try that with some rollout. This is going to move a good ways. Maybe not a good ways, but just a little bit right. Just a tough read on this wind. I'll try to put it close. That's all I can really do. It's going to bounce out quite a ways, though. I gotta remember that. So maybe a little less than 3.5 dots of power.
Nice shot.
Feels like the right play. Are we going to end up in a decent spot? We're going to hit that correct side of the mound. But, I mean, that's just going to be difficult. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be on the fringe. So I underplayed the wind. It was tough with that diagonal direction to tell exactly what it was going to do. Now we'll have to go up and over this little mound to try to save a birdie here. So not an easy shot by any means. But we will sink it. So a nice birdie on hole 8 on some really difficult conditions. We've got a pretty good round going. 10 under through 8 is a pretty good score. I mean, I'm on a good pace here. And now, do we have favorable conditions? Okay, so not favorable. We really need help from the wind on hole 9. So 0 miles an hour, I mean, I'll always welcome it. It'll give me a chance, but we have to get there in 3 now. And if you want to eagle hole 9, it's such a difficult green to try to, you know, hit hole-out eagles into. You oftentimes want to be putting for eagle. But we just aren't going to be able to get there with no wind. We can put it close on the 3rd shot, though. I know that for sure. We can give it a run. And once again, I seem to be allergic to my setup here, so I'll be right back. For the 2nd day in a row, I had to honor my no cuts promise and just step aside. So I'll try to backspin this one in, I'm thinking. It'll kick to the left and then roll back to the left. So I want to aim a little ways to the right and try to land it a little short of pin high. So that's going to be the goal. Put some good spin on it. Okay, that felt like the shot, if that's going to have a chance. Will we get it? Oh, we'll just tuck it around the hole. I mean, I gave it a run. That was about the best I could do, I think. I mean, maybe some slight additional power would have gotten the line, but that was so difficult to judge. I think I hit a pretty good shot there. Gave it a chance. So we'll have to finish the front 9 with only 2 eagles. We didn't have a lot of help from the wind, like we've seen in the early going of this challenge on holes 5 and 9. And now we'll have to see what kind of conditions we have on this back 9 to try to pick up 7 more.
Nice shot.
So my scoring's on a pretty good pace. I mean, I eagled the 2, and I have birdies on the rest. So we'll be in, I mean, decent shape. On hole 10, I have a tough time. I mean, I've holed out this shot twice in this challenge, so I can't say it's been a tough time. But historically, I'm not the best at this green. We'll give it a chance.
Nice shot.
Okay, that felt like a pretty good shot. Will I get the bounce? That felt like a good bounce. Oh! Okay.
Chip in even.
So we'll eagle hole 10. Our third eagle in 10 holes. And maybe I reverse jinxed myself. So I have a tough time, like in competitive play, hitting that hole. But I've done it a couple times in this challenge, so maybe I am getting better at it. And we'll see on this one if we can maybe steal a hole in one. We'll want to use the 5-iron. Hit it a little over 3 dots of power with some backspin, because that wind is going to push it slightly forward. Got to remember that. And maybe... That feels like it's about right in terms of adjustment. We haven't hit a hole in one on this one yet, but this would be pretty clutch today. If we could pick one up here. Okay, so I put a good amount of backspin on that. That's the power that I wanted. Will we get the right roll back? Come on, back ball. Ah! Just not enough power on that backspin. Maybe I didn't quite yank the backspin back as hard as I thought I did. Granted, I didn't want to overpower that and send it past the green, as I am liable to do on some of these par 3s. But we'll tap that in for birdie. Would have been nice to pick one up there. And we'll have a more eagleable hole here on hole 12. It is always eagleable in these one-player conditions. You can't see anything more than 11 miles an hour of wind. We see 4. And with the 11-mile-an-hour winds, you can put it to that short, there's a shortcut, even if it's right in your face. So you can go for this every single time, even in the worst possible conditions in this one-player mode. Okay, so similar conditions, except in the opposite direction to when we made this one yesterday. So we'll try to give this one an equal chance. Call it that much power. I think that's the power we hit yesterday. And I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Okay, got the power that I wanted. We'll see if we get the proper kick off the front fairway. We will. Oh, once again. From that direction, I just miss it right. I've done that a couple times now. So we'll have to tap in for eagle. Would have been a fun albatross, and I got real close to it. A couple close calls in this game. But we'll have to hit about a 7-foot eagle putt on hole 12. So call that 4 eagles out of 9 accomplished. Now we're running out of holes. I need to make eagles on the next, or 5 of the next 6 in order to get there. And we're going to see some tougher wind here. So not ideal for an eagle here, or for a hole in one. But I mean, we'll give it a chance. Do the best we can with it. I'm thinking I'll use the 7-iron just to try to get enough backspin on it. Because with this downwind play, sometimes the 5-iron doesn't roll all the way back. So we'll try that. Almost full on the 7-iron. I took a couple pixels off of it. It's on a good line. Oh, and we'll smack the pin on the fly. So I almost dunk it. And just an unfortunate pin hit. I mean, maybe that kept me on the green. Maybe I should be grateful that it rebounded backwards. But we'll have to tap in a longer birdie putt here. Let me reset that, make sure we make it. So we'll send that one in for a birdie. I mean, we got a good round going. We're pushing under par pretty far. 17 under through 13. Yesterday we were 18 under through 12, but I had a lot more eagles on the front. And now we'll see, okay, 13 miles an hour pushing us to the right a little bit. So I'm going to play this one safe today. Yesterday I really just ruined the round on this hole by trying to go for one that I really had no business going for. So we'll send this out safely to the left. Hopefully avoid all those trees. Maybe, okay, we'll kick on the rough so we won't go too far through the fairway. So a safe play. And now we'll just have a chance to put this one up on the green. I'm going to say with the spoon. We'll take a little bit off the spoon. And I just want to be kind of right of the pin. That's the goal here. So we'll take a little bit off the spoon, send this one up there,
Nice
and
shot.
try to make this one a pretty straightforward-ish eagle. Okay, we won't be on the correct side of the pin, but that won't be too bad of a putt. That'll be a nice, close putt
Nice approach.
within 5 feet for an eagle on this 14th hole. And now this is one of those scary little side hillers, so I'll have to be real careful with this one. And we will indeed tap it in. So an eagle, I believe that's our 5th eagle. Now, are we out of time? We are not. So I need to really lock in for these last couple holes. I mean, 15, I have eagled in this challenge. Now, it's going to be some sideways win this time.
Nice shot.
But we can pick one up on 16, conditionally dependent, and 18 most of the time, also conditionally dependent. So, I mean, I also have to hit an ace on 17 for the first time ever, so there's a lot that would need to happen. But, I mean, we'll give it the best chance we can, right? That's all we can do. I'm going to hit this one out there with the 7-iron, I think, make sure I get enough backspin on it.
Nice shot.
Okay, that felt like the right shot. Are we going to be on the right line on the way back? We'll just skirt around the hole. So with the wind, kind of a guess. I mean, I made that with some wind on one day, but that's just kind of a lucky shot. I mean, I hit the shot about where I wanted to. Got the right, or the correct side of the pin. I should stop saying right when it's on the left. But we'll just have to take, I mean, what's not necessarily a gimme birdie putt, but one that's makeable. And we'll preserve what's a pretty good round. So the eagles aren't falling, but we're 20 under through 15. We have 3 to play. And will we see the correct conditions? Oh, we absolutely will not. So I'm kind of glad. We kind of need to rely on hole 16 to be an eagle, I think, in this challenge. And these are not the conditions you want to see. So I'm glad that we weren't really on a pace where this would break my heart. We'll just have to send one out there.
Nice shot.
Hopefully be a little short on the fairway. We will be. And we should have a bit of a tree gap, I think, to send that one through on the approach shot. So some tough wind on 16, as can happen. It's one of those holes where you can see this. 16, 17, and 18, you can go up to 33 miles an hour on the wind, which is kind of brutal. For this challenge, at least. We'll have to send this one out there with a 5-iron. I mean, we're still going to try to pick up the eagle. I'm going to play this one more aggressively, and I can when I'm approaching from this angle now. To a pin that's, like, pretty accessible, so we'll give it a shot. I mean, 31 miles an hour is not going to be an easy shot, no matter what. But we'll glide that to a stop within 6.5 feet. We'll have a tap-in, less of a scary side hill, but still somewhat of a side hill tap-in. And we'll make that for a birdie on hole 16. So we have 5 eagles. The maximum we can now get to is 7. But a good round going. I mean, I've put everything pretty close. And yeah, we have, once again, just some tougher conditions to deal with on this 17th hole. So glad that these last couple of holes are not breaking my heart.
Nice
We'll
shot.
send that one out there. I think we saw very similar conditions on one of the Birdies Challenges days. Now, will this one glide? It won't. So I'll have to make a longer putt to try to preserve this all under par round. We have 40 feet to go. I'm thinking if I send this one out there, about on that line, with about that much power, that should have a chance. Okay, we'll just be outside the edge. So a 40-foot putt is always going to be difficult. This green is not my favorite. I mean, this hole is often just the bane of everyone's existence in this game. So we'll have to make a par.
Nice.
I thought I hit that putt pretty well. Just burn the edge. Can't complain about that. And now we'll move on to hole 18, where hopefully we can pick up our 6th eagle. And at least keep on the pace where we were yesterday. So yesterday we hit 6 off of what was a great start. that kind of
Nice shot.
lost its power towards the end. A double bogey on 16, a couple pars. But we only have one par on 17, and 17 I can take a par on, especially when you're seeing conditions where it's just kind of ridiculous to try to put it close with 31 miles an hour of wind. It could have easily glided over the back as it did, staying short, so just a really touchy putt, or touchy shot on the last one. And we'll give this one a chance here. So I'm thinking that should be about good for adjustment, maybe. I'm kind of back and forth on it. We'll hit this one softer. It should kind of glide to a stop as we've seen. Little launch roll, but with some backspin, it should stop pretty shortly after that. So we'll put the backspin on it. Hopefully get it there. Okay, we'll hit the fringe, which is kind of tough. Hitting the fringe on, I mean, once again, like 29 miles an hour, like just an absolute guess. Like there was no way that I could have known I would hit the fringe. We'll have to try to send this one up there for the eagle. Oh, and we'll lip it out. Oh, tough round. I mean, we saw almost maximum wind on the last 3 holes. It wasn't a whole lot I can do.
Nice birdie.
Could try to put it close. I mean, I landed that short of the green with backspin, and it hit the fringe and trampolined onto the back fringe. So a 22 under round, pretty good for the conditions that we saw. I mean, I'd take that. A couple early eagles, a couple well-executed eagles on the back 9. Except for one on 18 that I maybe should have made, but I mean, I hit the fringe. Sometimes you hit the fringe and that happens. So we'll call that a failure today on what is going to be a tall task, getting 9 eagles, eagling half the holes in this game. So we'll try again tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.